Hello and welcome to What's Left. I'm your host, John, here with Jake and Brad. We are the punk rock garage band and podcast, adding our voice to resistance as loud as we can here on the Derealization Nation Media Network. Before we get started, please like and subscribe. It really helps out. We are trying to break the MAGA algorithm here on YouTube and all over the place. So please help us out. Even if you don't necessarily love what we do, and you want to contribute to the cause of fuck Trump, this helps. So please do it. All right. Anyway, guys, I want to start off talking a little bit about everything that's been happening in the past couple weeks because Rameza Ozturk has been released. So that is big, big news. And that is great news. The pushback is starting to work, but we are still suffering from things like what happened in Massachusetts, where that woman was driven into the ground. Baby in hand. I mean, just being attacked by these ICE agents. These guys are, after all of that bullshit during the pandemic, where they wouldn't put a mask on to help somebody with cancer not catch COVID and die, but they would put a mask on to come and fucking drag a 16-year-old girl across the pavement. Not a single one of them has shown their fucking faces. Well, that's not true, but most of them don't show their faces. A bunch of fucking cowards. And just, they don't even wear real uniforms. It's half of them, they show up plain clothes. They don't identify themselves. This is literally some fucking Goebbels, Germany, brown shirt, fucking bullshit, man. It's out of control. And people are way under reacting to this. I mean, you've got, people like especially the leadership in the Senate with the Democrats. Their messaging is focused on, they're so fucking robotic. They think the economy lost the election, whatever. It doesn't matter. What is happening right now is more important. They're so afraid of taking up an actual cause. In the case of Gaza, it's because AIPAC has bought the party. Like that's the fucking plain language truth right there.
Mm-hmm.
AIPAC owns the leadership of this party. This old impotent bastards like Chuck Schumer just completely lost the plot. And then he's got his girl Amy Klobuchar on the Sunday shows saying the same watered down bullshit. She wants to talk about tariffs instead of the host tries to get her to talk about Stephen Miller trying to suspend the writ of habeas corpus. And even if you think that is some bullshit argument that they're trying to use to distract, people are being dragged off the fucking street by people in masks. Like, do you not understand? Like, what part of the politics do you not get that it is fucking part of it has to be passion and caring about people and showing that you fucking give a shit. Like, this is a perfect opportunity to set everything else aside and say, I think you can build a pretty broad coalition around people should not be fucking kidnapped and human trafficked across the fucking globe by the American government. Is that such a am I taking crazy pills? Is this not like the thing to be attacking right now? Should not every politician be screaming this at the top of their lungs?
I don't think that it will win them the election.
And they're married to statistics, but statistically speaking, in polls, Gilmar Abrego Garcia is extremely politically popular right now. The defense of people's rights, so even that doesn't bear out. Like, are you so in the pocket you can't do it, or are you just so uncreative and unenthusiastic about the job that you do that you can't fucking work up the effort to get mad about all of this? It's absurd. Like, right now, listen, tariffs, the economy, prices, people are going to get the fuck out of that. Like, they are going to feel that. You don't have to fucking message that all that hard. You can remind people all you want, but that is the one thing that people already know about. So crazy, keep bringing it up. But it should be brought up after you talk about the fact that, at least when we had President Biden, there were humanitarian corridors. There are no corridors anymore. People are being starved to death. We have man-made famine in Gaza. Kids starving to death. it is politically advantageous to talk about things that tear at people's heartstrings. If you talk passionately about these things, you can win people over. And if you're not even comfortable with that, what about what's happening domestically with these poor people being dragged out of neighborhoods and homes? I mean, here's a pretty good example. Here's our favorite endorsed candidate for president in 2028, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
And mind you, a lot of these facilities, ICE facilities, are being run by private prison companies. These are private prison companies, for-profit corporations. And that is the reason why the conditions in a lot of these detention facilities are so horrible. It's not because of some any sort of federal law. It's the opposite. It's because the Trump administration is funneling money to private prison companies. And in order for them to maximize their profits, they are not feeding people properly. They are not getting people proper health care and medical care. And they are doing things with maximum brutality possible because they are, in part, because this is a massive donor giveaway for private prison corporations. So understand that is what is happening here.
So why is that difficult? Now, you can make that argument and you can make it about the corporations, and then you can take that same argument and you can hear her again here, find this clip, talking passionately about the attacks on the Constitution.
That right there, that kind of attitude is what is actually anti-American. That kind of attitude is what is actually treasonous, is to attack our Constitution and to attack the obligations that we have in our Constitution, to attack free speech, to attack the powers of Congress, to erode our ability to investigate and conduct oversight. That is what is un-American. And this administration and Kristi Noem spits on the American flag every time she does that nonsense. So I don't want to hear anything about America first. These people and this administration is putting America last by acting like a man. A man is who they are pledging allegiance to. That is not what this country is about. And it will never be what this country is about as long as I'm alive. I'll tell you that much.
See, why is that so fucking hard for everybody else? Why is that so fucking hard for everybody else?
Because, like you said, they're bought and paid for. I don't care. I don't care what party you represent. If you were bought and paid for, you gotta go. You gotta go.
Gotta go.
That's why I will not endorse or support any candidate or member of Congress that is paid for by these PACs. You mean nothing to me. You are just as bad as everyone else. Get out of the way. Let actual real people come in and do their fucking jobs.
Or at least we have to give them the opportunity to divest from the PACs, like as a group. Like,
yeah, you can send the money back. Right, you can send the money back.
I want to see more politicians step away from taking PAC money and taking lobby money. Like, we need more of that because we need people to be able to speak up and say, hey, listen, it's not okay to kidnap people.
Which seems like the most basic thing, to just be like, hey, don't kidnap. It doesn't seem like it'd be very hard to be anti-kidnapping. But if the Democrats don't change their message, it's going to be a fucking mess again. Because they didn't change their message last time. They didn't do anything. And that's how we got Donald Trump in this situation. Because the Democrats will beat the shit out of a dead horse. Yeah, we know tariffs are happening. Let's just let it play out so people can see directly. And then when things start to affect them negatively, that's when you say, oh, well, the price of X is up substantially because of the tariffs 2 months ago. This is directly affecting you now.
Yeah. Right. They shy away from a lot, though. I feel like they just don't talk about anything anymore.
Yeah. And so the first clip of AOC, I love because she talks, it hits a lot of points because all of these things are interconnected and it's all tied back to the corruption, the insane corruption of this organization. And it's not that difficult, right? Like, it's not that difficult to do. And you have so many things like tariffs. Sure, talk about it all, though. You know what I mean? Don't shy away from one thing because I'm going to tell you right now, there's not one politically there's not one thing that you can talk about with this Trump administration right now that is going to lose you an election 2 years from now. There's nothing. So you got to fire it all at the wall, man, and see what sticks. And fucking the most important part is that people don't think that you are genuine. I mean, do either of you guys, outside of AOC, is there anybody who comes across to you as being like genuine about what they care about? It's just a politician.
Mr. Booker. See, that's it, Bernie, but he's a million years old, so you know.
Yeah. Well, Bernie's a given.
Yep.
Elizabeth Warren.
He's the golden god who explains all these things to us all. Like, he's the one who taught us all this shit anyway. So, like, yeah, Bernie's Bernie. We know.
Yeah, but there's not enough. There's not enough. They care.
I got bad news for you about Cory Booker, man. He takes a lot of APAC money.
I know he fucking does.
A lot
Elizabeth Warren is pretty good too, right?
Liz Warren. That's a good one. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
She stands for what she stands for.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't back away from any of them. You know who doesn't get enough credit? Chris Van Hollen. This man consistently stands up for the rights of all of these people who've been deported, especially Kilmore Abrego Garcia is from his state. I mean, that man, and he goes after the war on Gaza too, man. Like, I saw him the other day speaking strong on Palestine, and I was like, all right, this dude gets it. You know, I wish there was more. But I want to hope and believe that as we continue to do this, as we continue to push, that more will come with us. You know, so you know, as much as I want to be hard on them because I want that pressure. I want to leave space. I want to leave the door open for everybody too. You know, I want to leave the door open for anyone who wants to toss aside lobby money. I want to leave the door open for anybody that wants to say, you know what, my position on Israel has changed. You know, like, it has evolved. It's possible to do that. You can look at that and say, okay, October 7th is insanely, like, today an Israeli hostage was released because of direct negotiations between Hamas and the United States, and Israel was pissed. They were pissed that their hostage got released because that's not what this is about for them. This is about an all-out war for them.
Right. They don't want anything that looks like agreement from Palestine. Like, they don't want any sort of, like, concessions for Palestine. They just want to make Palestine look like the bad guy so they can turn them into a fucking Trump entertainment center.
Yeah. And that is clearly what drives Trump in the Middle East, is the best real estate, because that's where he's at right now, taking that real estate tour all over the Middle East with all of his Saudi Arabian friends.
What a fucking waste of money that is.
Aren't you glad we're paying for that?
Jeez.
We'll be talking. Hopefully, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. But I also want to say too, like, with this whole Netanyahu thing, the world is kind of turning on him a lot, you know. But it's bullshit to me the way that Trump, because he's not going to visit Netanyahu, is getting credit for being tough on Netanyahu. Like, he didn't just have him over the White House twice. Like, he didn't fucking tell him he could do whatever he wanted to do. Like, things haven't worsened insanely in the past 60 days in Palestine. Like, he gets credit. He gets credit. This double standard is absolutely batshit crazy and insane. Insane. His donors bought the West Bank from him. Like, as soon as he got into office, the fucking ceasefire was about removing Israeli soldiers from one spot back into the West Bank to reoccupy it. That's what happened during that ceasefire. And as soon as that was over, Israel broke it. That's what happened. He sold the West Bank to Miriam Adelson. And then he gets credit, but he's going to get credit because he skipped a visit with Netanyahu while he was visiting with all of his UAE buddies. Fuck that. Fuck that. That man is a goddamn war criminal just like the rest of them. So I just hope I live long enough to see the Nuremberg trials for these people. I just hope I live long enough.
History will not look back on any of this kindly.
And politicians have got to realize that too, because they are especially the ones, like, people are going to be like, man, what were these people?
And all the USA has to do is walk away from Israel.
That's it.
They don't I'm not telling you to start bombing Israel. I'm not telling you to put soldiers on the ground. I'm not telling you to do any of that. I'm just telling you to simply step away from Israel.
I
The
mean,
USA no longer supports Israel or its attempts to advance into Palestine or Gaza. Just eliminate that safety net that Israel has, because everybody that would come to the defense of Palestine knows that the USA will turn them into a parking lot before breakfast.
yeah.
So Israel is just allowed to do whatever they want because Big Brother's sitting there watching, making sure no one jumps in to protect these people.
Yeah, I mean, God, it's not like Biden was out here holding the line or anything. But Christ, he made it awkward enough at dinner that at least they were able to pull back like some of the larger bombs, and like, there was some shame involved in the bad stuff, and now it's just like, nah, fucking go for it, run it. Do you need me to rent you a bulldozer? Like, it's fucked up, like how fast it's changed to, like, completely. And then he's getting credit for being somehow tougher on Netanyahu when the entire country is being literally taken over, and he's authorized a goddamn fucking genocide and an ethnic cleansing of an entire area just so we can build some real estate on it. Get out of here.
It's an absolute fucking joke.
They gotta try and make him look good somehow. Like they don't have much to report on. That's
No,
home
they don't.
happy. Like, oh, the conservative family sitting at home want to hear something nice.
Yeah, for sure. Running out of they can't catch enough migrants fast enough. They do love that. They do love to see brown people being put in shackles. It's like their number one form of entertainment. So, speaking of things to cheer for, um, Trump has been touting this huge executive, this huge Truth Social post all day today, right? So he spends the whole day like, "Oh boy, just you wait, got a big one coming," right? And then he announces that he's going to reduce the cost of prescription drugs by 80%. So he is going to restore the executive order of Joe Biden's that he removed on his first day. He's now going to restore it after having caused American people to pay more for drugs for the first 3 months of his presidency. So cheer for that, guys. He's bringing back Biden's policy. Cheer for him. Hail the emperor. What do you think of that one?
You can cut this if you want, but Joe Biden's order was for seniors. This is effectively for all people, and it will stop allowing pharmaceutical companies to charge more in the USA than they're charging to other countries. So, truthfully, like, this is one good thing Trump did.
It would be if that was legal. It's not. That's communism and price setting. So
Yeah,
I hear you. Like,
but not allowing companies to charge more simply because they're in America is not price setting at all. It's just telling them that they're not allowed to price gouge us, as opposed to, it has to be on the same playing field.
yeah, but you have to pass legislation to do that. Is my point. Otherwise, you can't. You can buy executive fiat will not stand up in court.
Yes. But if that's the plan, obviously executive orders don't mean literally anything. But if the plan is to do that, then there truly is not a negative to stopping pharmaceutical companies from price gouging us.
Thank God for that. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, and I hope that it does happen because, honest to God, like the fact that people went back to paying hundreds of dollars for insulin every month was cruel and unusual punishment in the first fucking place. So
Yes, I think that it should all just be universal health care. I don't think there should be any of it.
none of this should be fucking debate. So yeah,
I guarantee if the government was funding universal health care, that these companies would be price gouging anything.
no, and you talk about the people. You want to find the waste, fraud, and abuse in Medicaid and Medicare. Look no further than insurance companies, my friend.
That's it, dude. That's the answer.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
That's it. That's who's abusing Medicare and Medicaid.
Yeah.
Insurance. Nobody else.
Ridiculous.
It's not the guy with the compound fracture and no insurance.
No, it certainly ain't him.
He's not.
When you probably put him back together, truthfully, $2,000 You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, "Hey, that's 87 grand."
Yeah. 1,800. I'll pop it right back in. No problem. I got it.
Exactly. Yeah. They're like, "That's $87,000."
Yeah.
And then
And then
also PT is $800 a week for the next 6 weeks.
right. Which that person will never show up to and then develop chronic problems with
Exactly.
it
When
just
I snapped my leg and half COVID happened, so PT shut down. Brother, my leg's still a goofy mess sometimes. I'll just wake up and be like, "Oh, that doesn't work like it should." That's cool.
American healthcare.
Right?
Why I don't understand why Canada doesn't want to be the 51st state. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I
No,
can't understand. They're
we're
like, "Oh
offering
no,
so much.
you have to wait in long lines for your health care in Canada." Brother, my wife just had to have her appendix taken out, and we went there at 9:30 in the morning. And there was a woman that had been there for 13 hours and still was not being tended to. 13 hours.
There's a Canadian doctor who was being asked in Congress at one of the hearings about like, oh well, how many people die on Canada's waiting list? She said, uh, a few every year. She said, do you know how many? She asked the congressperson, she said, do you know how many die on the U.S. waiting for medical care in the United States?
All
Just
of
like,
them.
no, it's like it's an absurd number.
It is.
Like
It's a disgusting number.
it's insane, and that's just the people that can afford to be put on the list because that's how our system works.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They would laugh at me if
Yeah,
she didn't work for one of the biggest hospitals in the state, maybe arguably the country. I would be up a creek if I ever had a real medical concern. They'd be like, "Huh, sir, you are barely middle class. Fucking barely, dude.
right,
The price of anything goes up one more time and you are poor again."
for sure. This cancer is very treatable, just not in your price range.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, sir, have you tried just sleeping on your money? Yeah, but all these quarters and dimes are fucking painful. That's how Magic Johnson beat AIDS.
Yeah, I remember that South Park episode,
Yeah, hell yeah.
spending the money and drinking it. I remember that South
I
Park.
cry every time I see the fucking meme come across the internet where it's just Magic Johnson donating blood. Like an elder Magic Johnson donating blood.
Oh yeah. God.
There's
All
all
right.
sorts of. I know that's not what we're really going on about, but stem cell can literally cure anything.
Yeah.
There's
Yep.
nothing that it can't cure, honestly. And if you have enough money, you can live, you know, quite a long life. You could Donnie T it here and be at 1,000,000 years old.
Yeah. Stem cell research is one of the many researches that they warned that pausing the funding for would set them back all the way to the beginning, and so several of those studies are set back.
It could cure diabetes.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Like it's just ridiculous that what are you kidding me? We should just put all if the plan is to like make us live longer and healthier and better lives. Why not just go ahead and cure diabetes right off the rip?
Because it's not the plan at all.
It's not profitable. I know. I know. Just saying.
There's the money in that, Brad. Sheesh.
There's no money in curing, only money in treatment.
That's right.
Shout
Yeah.
out to every drug rehab facility in the world.
Yep. And that's what tricked the Maha crowd. They think that the enemy is the FDA and all these other things. And sure, all of those agencies need reform and they need balance, but you still need them. Like you still can't, like unregulated fucking ginseng or whatever the fuck you're taking for.
Ginseng.
Just threw one out there. I don't know. I'm gonna pay attention to this.
Ginseng gives you energy.
I just bought a creatine for the first time, and I haven't like even taken that yet. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about. I don't believe in taking a lot of like weird supplements. A multivitamin and shit is fine. You know, even if I do piss out 90% of it.
You do. Well, that's how you know you have enough, though. Your body's
True.
like, okay, chill, man. That's enough Flintstone gummies. We can
Right,
stop.
right. It's not like
I
those kids
just
taking all that extra vitamin A for measles down in Texas. Poor kids.
I think they said measles in 10 states now, so let's go America. Let's go America.
This is why you need the agencies to track these. Not knowing doesn't mean it's not happening. I mean, ignorance is bliss. If only we could all live like a MAGA. Just believe that as long as I own the libs, my kids can die of measles.
Yes.
We'd all be much happier.
Make sure your child's headstone says that. We owned the libs.
You owned the libs. I was put that on the gravestone.
It's morbid, and I don't wish that on anybody for real, but you guys are fucking stupid. Just vaccinate your fucking kids.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've seen 2 TikToks of women on their channel being like, I didn't vaccinate my kids because they told me they get autism. Now my kids all have autism and they're not vaccinated. And I'm like, yep, period.
Oh
That's
my
how it
God,
works.
Jesus Christ!
Just show me the research where they're correlated. Not.
They're not. They're not. Oh my God! They're just so. People are just so insistent on them being right. They will throw away all evidence to the opposite. Like, nah, that study's wrong because it doesn't prove my thesis. So, fuck that one.
I don't think MAGA people know what a thesis is.
No, they don't. They don't. Maha people might. Maha people are too smart for their own good. They're like
That's
pretend.
true.
What is Maha?
Make America healthy again.
They're the Kennedy guys. There's those guys. They're the we don't believe in fucking vaccines, and we don't want all these. And some of this stuff is like it's legitimate. Like we shouldn't have like people don't want our beef because it's full of hormones. People don't want our chicken and our pork because it's unhealthy as fuck. You know what I mean? Like nobody wants to buy our shit because our shit's trash. Our food is horrible for you. American food is among some of the most unhealthy shit you can possibly eat, even the healthy stuff. And so they come from good intentions, but they're so too smart for their own good that they like start to mistrust the people that can actually help them with these things because they're easily swayed by charismatic influencers and Kennedy, who I guess counts as that, you know. So that's the Maha crowd. They came along, and then them and the free speech advocates, the ones that wanted to say the R word. Yeah, congrats, you're still not funny. The Speaking of not funny, how about this fucking airplane? We were talking about it a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the pictures. This thing is fucking opulent. It's crazy. He doesn't take a salary, our president.
I
Yeah.
did. And I was like, oh, that's so noble.
Yeah.
Right? And then he's like, look at my fucking airplane.
Yeah.
Is that
Golden.
like something they all do? Do they all like deny it? Is it like a Miss America kind of thing where it's like world peace? You know what I mean? It's like they offer it, but it's all like, no, we don't want it.
So, wait.
Like, was it like such a grand gesture that he didn't take it? Like, have other presidents like also just been like, yeah,
Your salary?
yeah,
I don't think so. And I would say that the reason being is because it is less ethical to not take the salary. The salary is what you take because it is what's been given to you to live. Just like we talked about this with Congress, like it's supposed to be enough that you are able to live comfortably. The American people are going to buy your dinner and shit. You know what I mean? You don't need a lot of money. You're able to divest yourself entirely so that you don't have a conflict of interest in any situation, not even the appearance of a conflict of interest. So, like, gifts from foreign countries are not to exceed $400. right? This gift is worth $400 million. This airplane alone.
I'm not allowed to accept gifts from work for more than $10.
Yeah. Right. And that's not even a foreign government trying to buy influence. It's just
Not yet. What's he saying?
I'm looking up. I want to find this. I want to get some details of this airplane here.
Who gave it to him?
Qatar.
I did that.
So the good news is it's a Boeing. So at least it's a fucking American plane, for God's sakes. This is the UAE sending one of their airplanes. God almighty. So it's designed to seat 43 people with amenities like a dining room, a bathroom, a shower, a bedroom, a guest room, and a galley. It's got a goddamn spiral staircase in it. What, no elevator? What a fucking cheap piece of shit is this?
Wait, people shower in airplane?
The old airplane. Oh, where's the new one? I want this. I want the details of the Qatar plane. God, you better be right about Qatar, Brad, because
If it is spelled Qatar, it is Qatar.
I wanna pronounce it Qatar so bad.
Well, read a book or something, because that's not how you do it.
So this would be one of the most valuable gifts ever received by the U.S. government, which is how they're spinning it. But the plane, after 4 years, goes to the Trump library. So it's a gift to him as soon as he's not president. So that's how they're getting around. That's how they think they're getting around this somehow, which is insane. Jesus Christ.
I don't understand how this is not unethical. I don't like how is this not viewed by literally everyone as odd?
It is. It
That's
is.
what I mean. I just don't like how does everyone not see it?
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter had to sell the peanut farm.
The peanut farm. And he says this. He says they're going to replace the 40-year-old Air Force One temporarily in very good and transparent transaction. So while there's the crooked Democrats that insist we pay top dollar for the plane. Yes, we insist that you pay for the own fucking airplane and not take a gift from a fucking foreign government, you idiot. It's not like you're not making the argument that you think you are. It's
How many other big gifts have we gotten from other countries? The Statue of Liberty? That's the only other one I can think of.
yes.
Like, what other expensive gift have we gotten?
You know what? That ranks up in the $400 million range.
Yeah, that's like nothing, right?
Nothing. Nothing. This level of corruption is unprecedented, not just in this country, but just in general. Like this, you got to go back to like the Bible and think about like the fucking caravan of bullshit they used to show up to like King Solomon's house with, trying to get some wisdom. You know, like fucking tigers and fucking soldiers and gold and shit. Like outside of that, like this is since then nothing has been that crazy until just now. It's just insane. I'd love to get the actual stats on this thing because it is just seeing the pictures of it is so fucking opulent. It's it's called the Palace in the Sky is what they call it. Like that's what it's called, the Palace in the Sky. Some of the whole thing is fucking gold plated, which is just stupid as fuck. And then it's going to the library afterwards, which
imagine if Barack Obama did this.
Imagine if Joe Biden a bicycle.
So he got the plane, but you said he's not allowed to use it until his term's up?
No, they're going to use it as Air Force One. Like it's going to carry him around for 4 years. But it's only a temporary gift to the US government. Like so it's not a gift to Trump, it's a gift to the US government to use temporarily until it is a gift to Trump 4 years from now. So like
I get what you're saying now. Yes.
The next president will not be flying in Trump's plane. So that whole argument is absurd. And then Caroline Levitt's out here telling everybody how Trump has lost money. He has made an average of just over $1 billion for every month of his presidency. He has increased his personal net worth. That is the number that we know of. That we know of. And that is through the Swiss bank account, that is his crypto schemes, that is direct money, is just open fucking corruption. And now he's out there hanging out with his Saudi Arabian friends again. I heard a rumor that they're building him a $5.5 billion golf course over there. Yeah.
That'd be insane.
Dude, this is out of control. And you have people who are screaming less than impeach him. I just don't get it. People that are like, oh, what a distraction. What about these tariffs, though? Man, shut the fuck up.
We don't care about that, dude.
Yeah, we know. We heard. Everybody heard. We know. Fucking tariffs. Real pain in the ass. What about the fact that we're losing our power to fucking change it? That's what's concerning. Oh my fucking god. A gold airplane. A gold airplane. But you and I got to make sure. You know, Brad, I'm going to have to make sure as a concerned citizen, we're going to have to inventory your daughter's pencils. No word yet on how many boys are allowed to have. But your daughter, we got to cut them pencils down. So, you better tell her to be careful. Just be writing things or practicing her signature for when she gets married in life. You know what I mean? None of that shit. None of this crazy stuff. You need them pencils. Fucking $2, he said, from his gold-plated airplane.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They're just so incredibly, he's so incredibly out of touch. He truly doesn't know what the word groceries means. He could not tell you.
He tried.
Could not tell you what groceries means. He's just so completely out of touch with what reality is.
These interviews, like, really show it, because, like, he's like, the price of groceries is down, but the price of food is up. It's like, but groceries are down. But they're like, but the food, the groceries. I don't think he knows. I really don't think he knows.
I am a fan of shopping at Aldi.
I love Aldi's.
Okay, like, who doesn't shop at Aldi? You're a silly goose if you don't, to be honest with you. But I went to Big Bird today, Giant Eagle. Yeah. And I was like sticker shocked a little bit to see some of the prices of stuff. Even like the literal identical thing that I get at Aldi was 50% of the price, and it's the exact same thing. Not like the off-brand. It is the exact thing, and it's 50% cheaper at Aldi.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap, this is crazy.
Aldi gets stuff from all over the world, so I don't know how this tariffs are probably gonna affect them too. I'm sure of it when the dust clears.
What about my Trader Joe's?
All I know is just please don't make my blackberries more expensive. Thank you.
Listen,
they're gonna get more expensive, dude. I already know.
I made a fruit tart and I had to buy berries, and it cost me $60 to make a fruit tart.
Dude,
that thing cost
$60 for that fruit tart that you ate.
Was it delicious?
It was amazing, but
it was spectacular. But
yeah,
for all the fruit and all that stuff, $60.
It's not like it's not a lot of complex ingredients or anything. It's not like you're
just
buying
produce. It was just produce.
Fruit is so crazy expensive. Like if you go to somebody's house and they got fresh fruit, they're doing all right.
Yeah, I did go get the good stuff, but it's for dessert. Like you want the fresh fruit, and didn't think it was going to send me back. You know?
Yeah.
Crazy.
That is pretty nuts.
Yeah. You guys thought? So, just a quick word on trade. We could talk about it a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
Because this is the part of the show where it belongs. This is the part of your campaign speech where it belongs. You know, somewhere in the back. You know, we have a trade deal with China. A trade deal with China. Yeah. So we have concepts of a plan, concepts of making a plan. We are what's
Not
the only we can glean from either the state media is that they will meet again someday in the future in Sweden. So that's nice. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that was touted as a trade deal, um, ostensibly to pump futures. Probably. I mean, that's usually how that goes. Uh, but yeah, there's nothing. And then there's that deal with the UK. So good news, guys. Rolls Royces, Jaguars, Land Rovers. Huh? I know you guys were waiting. You know,
Been
tariff free.
waiting for this moment.
Tariff free. Unlike American cars, where there's still 25% tariffs on all of their parts going back and forth. You know, but hey, it's fine. Fuck Ford. You know, Rolls Royce, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah, amazing.
fine. UK engineering. I don't. He just has a history of creating a problem, and then all he has to do is just go back to what it was before. And then he's like, "Look what I did! Look at what I fixed, dude! I fucking fixed it, dude! Look at me! You guys not see how hard I worked to fix it? So what? Some of you are losing your homes. I did good.
God, that's funny.
Tell me I'm good.
Tell me I'm good. Tell me I did good.
Mm-hmm.
God, what a fucking. He's such a like. He's just a snotty, bratty little fucking spoiled teenager. Like he is his arrested development around 12 with him. You know, it's just ugh. This in the framework, so that they'll take more. Like Britain, the UK agreed to take more of our meat products, but only of the highest quality that we have to offer. So, if you are an American citizen who already pays extra to try to buy the better products at the grocery store, well, guess what? Now you're competing with fucking, somebody in Europe for that same piece of chicken. So, expect that to not drop your prices at all. Wonderful. Make America healthy again.
There's
I
just so
would
many
say
things I just don't understand why we're doing this to ourselves. It's like self-inflicted gunshot wounds.
really is.
This cabinet are getting filthy fucking rich. We're gonna be so rich. Not you necessarily,
Yeah.
but we are.
Yeah,
Watch us get rich.
Donald Trump, no matter how much you like him because he says what's on his mind and is a piece of garbage and you think that that's like socially acceptable, like what is he
As
I,
people's look,
yeah, like he is not us. No matter how hard you try and normalize this guy as like a regular Joe, Donald Trump is not us.
no.
He is not the working man. He is not us. He does not know what it is like out here in the real world. He is clueless. People need to stop trying to like normalize it. He's like a regular guy. Like, yep, yeah, catch him in his blue jeans out there. You know what I mean? At the farmer's market. That shit is not a thing.
It's not a thing, man.
Yeah.
He's
Just
bitching about Air Force One for years, and he was pissed because they weren't going to get the new ones until after he left the White House. And so he had them speed up the process. So he's got Boeing working double overtime to get these planes done by 2027. And rather than wait, he takes the golden goose. Just fuck, like, what a prick. What a fucking prick. Can't stand him. He's definitely not blue collar at all. This man is as white collar as they come.
Yeah, he's not us. He does not understand. I wish they could. Like, that's the easiest point that it should be to drive home is like, this dude is a billionaire. What do you not understand? What do you not understand? He don't give a fuck about you.
I'm gonna tell you, if somebody came after me with 88 felony counts, I would not be able to run for president to get out of it. You know, it's not. He doesn't live a normal life. Not a normal life at all. The fuck, people. So yeah, that's a pretty good place to stop, I think.
Good.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yo, dog update. My dog was here today at 9:30 this morning, right? And she came and she hung out with Maggie for a little bit. It's a done deal. We're getting the dog.
Yes.
Everything went good. So
Hell yeah.
either May 21st or May 23rd, I'll have a new dog. And she's going to be my homie, bro. But Maggie's going to be jealous for a while. But Stephanie's like, you better not make this dog like you more than me because I'm already Maggie's favorite. Well, I'm about to do it with this dog too.
Yeah. Yeah, and girl dogs, once they pick a favorite, boy, they don't,
Yeah.
Boy dogs.
She's cuddled Stephanie every time she's come here because Maggie's like on my hip, like, Dad, get this fucking dog out of my face.
Yeah.
So she stayed with Stephanie, but
yeah,
I'm Tootsie's favorite, unfortunately.
yeah.
Yep.
But it's cool though to be the favorite because you're like,
No.
yeah, fuck you.
No. I was on an air mattress with one blanket. This dog does not like, first off, uncomfortable beds and little blankets. She still slept in that fucking bed.
Yep. She chose the life of austerity with Jake over the opulence.
Literally. Yep.
I've reached my limit for the number of times that I'm allowed to use the word opulent in one fucking podcast.
You have. You
Yeah,
love.
for sure. It's the New York Times word of the week.
You own everything. Opulence.
Or bleep it out of one of the, like, once or twice. Just fucking cut it out entirely.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Excuse the microphone issues.
Right. That's all I can think of when I look at that fucking airplane, though, man. I can't think of a different word. Except for, like, fuck. That one comes to mind. Yeah,
You did. Keep a counter up there. Throw a counter up in this corner. How many times you say it? Don't address it though. Like, don't say what it is. Just mark little hashtags every time you say it. And then at the end, be like, if you were wondering, I actually said opulent 37 times.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
I can count them too, though.
That's true.
But that is funny. I'll sleep on it. If the joke's worth it, I'll do it. I'll absolutely do it for the joke. All right. Sign us out. All right. That's the show for today. So, like we do, pledge on Substack to the cause. Like and subscribe on YouTube, please. Especially like and subscribe on YouTube. That really helps. Rate us on Apple Pods and Spotify. Share our bullshit on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. Tell your friends. It all helps. T-shirts getting picked up tomorrow. Hooray. So leave a comment on any social media. Haters are welcome. Bring them on. That post, I posted the video of the rage bait video from last week on the TikTok this morning, and immediately Mad Mag. We have like a consistent troll. His name's like Jellybean something, and he he came is right there waiting, dude. He's just like, I assume it's a he. I don't know. It could be anything. It's got just a bland picture, but yeah, it came on immediately. It was like stupid cunt, but like spelled it like so that he could get away with it or whatever, or whatever. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, you know what, you fucking fell. That's what I told. I said, fucking gotcha, dude. Shit works. So I laughed at a couple of them. And they stopped commenting, and then also it had like 80 views in 30 seconds, and then it has 100 views the rest of the day. So I don't understand this fucking thing. It's fun. Puts the brakes on, but then it might catch up again. But anyway,
There's no rhyme or reason to the algorithm, brother.
point is, Jellybean dude, keep it coming. Yeah, keep trying. Give us a visit. It deserves roasting. Say hello. Do whatever you like. But thank you. for being part of the Derealization Nation. Until next time, I'm John.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Brad.
That is what's left.